All right, welcome back to the Zod and Drea podcast, where Drea and I had a really interesting day today.
We had a great day today. We were really lucky to attend the March for Black Women in Phoenix.
Yep, it was a March for Black Women in Phoenix. It's something that's been going on actually nationwide, but we were able to attend the one here. The organizers did a really great job where they had people speak their individual stories, but they also had breakout sessions.
Exactly.
So we were able to speak to a couple of people from different backgrounds in order to get their perspective on the Black Women's March.
And you had everything from millennials that spoke about their experience to
The trans community.
trans community and even women 50 and plus that got to share their experiences and best practices, really.
Yeah, and so make sure you check this out because we have, I think, 5 people who did interviews with us from different backgrounds, different races, and, check us out and let us know what you think. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Roxanne Barnes.
All right, Roxanne. What brings you here today to the March for Black Women?
I actually just gave a speech on postpartum depression. I'm a nurse midwife here in the Valley.
See, that's an important subject because it's one that we don't talk about a lot in the Black community. What kind of advice would you give the Black people when it comes to postpartum depression or depression as a whole?
My biggest advice is to speak up. Don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer in anger. Seek help from somebody. That somebody could be your church. That somebody could be your best friend. Sometimes that somebody is not in our family, and that's okay. You know, there are plenty of medical health professionals out there willing to listen as long as you reach out and say that you need the help.
That's great. And what do you think is one of the other missing messages that you would like other people, especially in our community, to hear, especially from yourself?
Stop judging. That's the biggest one, is stop judging. We're all human, and sometimes we have rough patches. And just because we have a rough patch does not mean we're less than. Just because we have a rough patch does not mean we're stupid or we're lazy. It just means that we're having a rough patch, and, we can get up from that as long as we're not pushed farther down.
No doubt. And finally, what is the message you want to get from today's meeting and march of all of these people of such diversity?
I want love. Love is the big one. Love and unity. That we all can come together. We shouldn't just come together in this one form. We should come together when we're actually out and about. You see somebody of color, smile, say hello, and acknowledge each other.
Thanks a lot, Roxanne. Thanks for your input.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Vani Wilson.
Hey, Vani. I want to know what brings you here today.
It seems like in this day and time it's imperative to show a collective effort to uplift Black women, and feel like if you're lifting Black women, you're uplifting the community as a whole.
And I mean, Black women have been the backbone of the Black family since really forever. I mean, before slavery. What do you think is missing today in the Black community that needs to be heard today?
I think we have all the tools. I think it's just learning how to use them collectively. Perhaps there is a lack of political support. Having our leaders, our elected officials, let us determine what it is we need in our communities. I think that's something that we could use more of.
And what do you want to get out of today's March for Black Women as well as the whole community as a whole today?
Gosh, I don't know if there's anything I want to get out of it. I'd really like to be able to give something to it. So maybe just getting an idea of what I can do as a Black woman, as a, just a human being. What can I contribute to the cause of Black women and Black people?
And that's great. And finally, considering you want to contribute too, do you feel that more Black people would have a better chance at improving their own communities if they just wound up all collectively contributing to it?
Yeah, I think that, real change within the Black community, of course, starts with its members. But I do think that there is a need for, allies as well, because, we know there's issues, right? It's having other folks acknowledge that there are issues that are broader than the Black community. If we move within the Black community and we have the support of ourselves, but eventually you have to step outside of that, especially in a place like Arizona where the Black community is so small. You are living and working in a community that's not isolated and not insulated, and I think it's really important that we learn to move within those communities, and those communities learn to move with us. bring us in, bring us to the table, ask our opinions, and consider those opinions.
Absolutely. Thanks for your words of wisdom, and we look forward to seeing what's next.
Thank you so much.
Hey, what's your name?
State Representative Reginald Bolding.
And what brings you here tonight?
You know, I'm here to help uplift black women. Black women have been the foundation of this country. They've been the foundation of my family, raised by a single black mom, and watching her exceed and excel and overcome obstacles and determination. As a black man, I had no choice but to really follow in those footsteps, and my brothers and the impact that she was able to make on our community and our household. We see black women doing that across the world.
Now, brother, anybody who knows you knows that you do some things in the community and you go hard. And we're really appreciative of it. What do you think are some of the other things that black people can do together to help uplift each other, especially black women?
You know, the biggest thing about black folks is that we recognize that we all have differences. We may all be black. We have differences, but we also have a lot of things that bring us together. We very much have similar struggles in many instances. The best thing that we can do is anytime we see another black man or black woman doing something positive is lend a helping hand. You know, at the end of the day, we want to be in a position where we have multiple black businesses, multiple organizations that are doing great things, multiple organizers, elected officials, and when black people do well, the entire country does well. So we have to make sure we're just supporting our folks and believing in their vision and their mission, and that's ultimately gonna help us be a better people.
All right. And what's the one message that you think should people get out of today's march?
The biggest thing that we should get out is definitely center ourselves in the moment that African American women have been a foundation and a founding member of this country, from Sojourner Truth to Rosa Parks, to Oprah Winfrey, to Kamala Harris, to Michelle Obama. There have been so many black women that have shaped and crafted our country, and following in the lead of those black women, recognizing those black women is something that we should not just do one day, we have to continue to do throughout our lives.
Absolutely. Thank you for your input, brother.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Fallon Leba.
And Fallon, what brings you here today?
Well, I'm part of the Phoenix John Brown Gun Club. We're a community defense organization in the Valley. We're helping do security today. We have been working with the organizers of this event to help in case there are anybody that kind of wanted to come and disrupt the peaceful nature of this protest, that we would be able to come in and de-escalate through several means. We're also working in coalition with 10,000 Fearless, who is also here today to do that as well.
No doubt. Now, as anybody knows history, John Brown was an abolitionist, helped a lot of black people back in the day and got killed for what he was doing because he was extremely unpopular for that. What do you see the message as part of the John Brown Club is today for your protection over black women?
John Brown was willing to put his body on the line for the cause and for the abolition of slavery. We're willing to do that today. We're put our bodies on the line as non-black people of color, and white people, to put our bodies on the line for the safety and protection of black women here today. We firmly believe in this cause, and that's why we take inspiration from John Brown. He was willing to arm himself for the protection of his black brothers and sisters, and that's what we hope to do here today. So.
That's awesome. And what kind of message are you getting today from all the speakers, from all the people around, all the energy? What kind of message are you getting personally?
I think this is beautiful. I love this energy. There's so many people here today of all races and colors and creeds. And there's such a nice understanding that black women are being centered today, and people are very accepting of that, which is I think that's very inspiring and very wonderful. And I think that bodes well for future campaigns under this banner.
That's awesome. And lastly, what kind of message do you want to send out there for everybody listening?
The fight is going to continue. Our John Brown will do our part, but really this is up to the entire, Phoenix community. We need to be out here protecting black women. We need to do what we can to protect black people as a whole. As Zara, one of the organizers, said earlier, Phoenix is the second highest rate of police brutality in the country. Phoenix is a powder keg, and we need to do our part to, push that energy into a productive and a productive place and for equality for all.
Thank you, Fallon. Thanks for your input. All right, hey, what's your name?
Demetra.
And Demetra, what brings you here today?
I am tabling with Planned Parenthood. I've been volunteering with Planned Parenthood since November of last year. So anytime that we have tabling events, I try to be here to talk to people about the different services that we offer and also let people know about the different volunteer opportunities that Planned Parenthood has across the valley.
And now let me tell you, obviously Planned Parenthood has been attacked in the new Trump care, health care, and everything else. Could you tell people why it is so important for Planned Parenthood to exist in the black communities?
Oh, of course. I mean, women of color access Planned Parenthood in huge numbers, whether that's for birth control, different contraceptives, well, women's exams, STD testing, HIV and AIDS testing, which we know in the black community, women of color are the largest upcoming number being affected by that. There's so many different services that Planned Parenthood is able to offer, and the fact that we are constantly under attack is not deterring us from offering those services to the people who need it. Even though the Trump administration has attacked us over and over and over again, they have failed every single time. And that's because of the quality of services that Planned Parenthood offers and the backing of all of our supporters. Anytime an attack is made, our supporters rise up, and we are there to contact our representatives, to file petitions, to send letters, anything that we need to do to make sure that they get the message that Planned Parenthood is not going anywhere.
Great. And what is the message you want here at the March for Black Women to get out of the entire thing?
Come see us. I am a Planned Parenthood patient myself. I've been a Planned Parenthood patient since I was, oh my gosh, I want to say maybe 18 or 19. The quality of services that they offer is amazing. We are a judgment-free, welcoming environment. You get all of your questions offered. We're accessible as far as appointment hours, our locations, of course, the number of services that we're able to provide to everyone. So we just want people to come to us and really know that we are not going anywhere. We stand with communities across Phoenix, and different areas of Arizona, and we're here to provide the services that you guys need.
Thank you, Demetria, for your input.
You're welcome.
It's March for